Hi, everyone. So we are salt and light, right? That is who we are. And we talked a lot about what it means to be salt. So now we're going to get a better understanding together of what it means to be the light. And there in Matthew chapter 5, when Jesus calls us, his disciples, salt and light, he says in verse 14 of chapter 5, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Nor do men light a lamp and put it under a peck measure, but on a lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your moral excellence, your praiseworthy, noble, and good deeds, and they may recognize and honor and glorify and praise your Father who is in heaven." So we should be giving light to all in the house. The light of Jesus should be shining out of us, and it should be pointing people to him. That is the point of everything we do, is to bring glory to Jesus, to glorify him, to know him first, for us to know the light, and then for us to make the light known to the people around us. And for that first part is what we want to talk about first, is we have to understand who the light is and what the light is in order for us to make the light known to the people around us. So in John chapter 8, that's where Jesus calls himself the light of the world. In John chapter 8, verse 12, Jesus says, "I am the light of the world, and he who follows me will not be walking in the dark, but will have the light which is life." So we have to understand that Jesus is the light, and the light is life. So there is no life apart from Jesus. There is no light apart from Jesus. And what does the world, what do all people want? They want to find life and light. And, people look for it in all kinds of places, but it cannot be found apart from the true source. He is the true source of all those things, light and life. It is him. It is Jesus. He is the light of the world. So we've got to first understand that, because we're not the source up on our own. We can't, strive or create, these things or these vibes coming out of us. The light is Jesus. That's what should be coming out of us, God and his things, right? And so in John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5 there, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was God." So Jesus is the Word, and it's been him since the beginning. It says that all things were made and came into existence through him. And without him was not even one thing made that has come into being. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shines on in the darkness, for the darkness has never overpowered it, put it out, or absorbed it, or appropriated it, and is unreceptive to it. So the light has never been overpowered by the darkness, okay? So God's light shining in you. You have to understand how powerful it is, and that the darkness cannot overcome the light. So even in the world around us today, we see what appears to be a lot of darkness, right? A lot of things going on. But just as the world and things around us might seem to get darker, our light, the light of Jesus, shines even brighter. Because you think, if you're in a dark room and you turn on a little light, that light shines so bright. And it does what? It'll give light to all in the house, like it says there in Matthew chapter 5. So let's think about that. Let's think about right now that Jesus is the light. And let's look at our own lives, and let's first think, are we going to the light for everything we need? Because in order for us to be the light, we have to look to the light. If we want to reflect the light of Jesus and have the life of Jesus in us, then we got to look to the source. So let's make sure that we're doing that first part, because in order to make him known to others, we have to know him. We got to know the light to be the light, right? So let's look at ourselves and our lives, and let's commit ourselves. As always, every day is a new opportunity to commit ourselves to him, to Jesus, to the light, because the life is in him, the light is in him. He is the light of the world, and that's who he's called us to be. So let's look to the light and keep being what he's called you and I to be here in our community.